What's up and welcome into the Funshop Podcast with Greg and Ronnie. We are streaming to you live once again from Los Angeles, California. How you feeling today, Greg?
Yeah, feeling pretty good for episode number 11.
11, 1-1.
1111, angel number.
Yeah, feeling pretty good today, Wednesday. Every Wednesday now, it's, just... Yeah,
like clockwork.
Podcast day, you know what's coming. Oh, I forgot to change my shirt. I didn't want to go with one of my gray everyday work shirts. That's
it's okay.
Kind of, but
people get to see you in your
old
UFC championship gear.
OG 93 design. I remember, just real quick, I feel like the first time I knew about Ultimate Fighting Championship was in Penthouse magazines, seeing the advertisements in there.
I never really read Penthouse, but
I didn't read it either. But you flip through it and the ads always caught my attention. There'd always be full page ads of karate versus jujitsu versus kung fu versus shoot fighting versus, and it's when Mortal Kombat was popular. So it's all these different styles, which one will win, and now it's obviously, it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu has been on top for the past 20 plus years.
I think it's all the kids who watched Bloodsport when they were young and they were like, God, that's so cool.
Right.
Why can't boxers fight karate guys or kung fu guys fight guys that are just pure strength. So I think over time it was people were when I get older, that's what I'm going to start.
Yeah. And it just real quick, I don't know too much about it. I don't study about it, but I know when Hoist Gracie and all them, they sent their smallest guy into the competition to kind of prove a point, sending a bigger guy. And with their gis, with their, I don't know, it's not jujitsu gis, with the gis and the material on their outfit, they're just unstoppable. They'll choke guys out and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just too much of an advantage where even in UFC, they go without the gi now.
Yeah, I never was really into UFC. I like watching boxing. I don't follow it. I watched, I think I fell asleep before the Canelo fight. I was watching the undercards. But I think now that it's on Netflix though, or Paramount, whoever just gave them billions of dollars, I'll probably watch it more because I think before it was I didn't care enough to watch it on pay-per-view, but if it's just on Netflix or Paramount or something, it's I'll watch it.
Exactly. That's how I feel about to kind of shift gears and talk about football and ESPN. I wanted Monday Night Football and it was kind of an add-on on my Disney Plus stuff. So now I got my F1 racing back and I'll get access to other stuff. So yeah, that's how the business works these days. So reviewing the weekend.
Yeah.
I guess.
What did you do? Well, I guess Friday. We both Friday night.
Oh, that's right. Starting Friday night, a little setup at the paper show, and then we went out to was it Hollywood or West LA for the
La Brea at the
Let There Be Gwar exhibit at Beyond the Street Gallery. Just to juxtapose it to the last time we were there for the Ghana art exhibit, it was just packed. Industry people and stuff. You never know who you're gonna rub elbows with.
It was a pretty compared to the other. I still think the Ghana poster thing is a little niche. Because we went on the preview night and it was it was pretty slow. This was it was
like a party.
It was a party. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Gwar actually played acoustically the next day or something because I saw some videos that either the gallery or Roger Gassman or something posted.
I'd like to see that. They use acoustic instruments, or were there acoustic instruments even
I don't
themed?
I don't remember.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the whole video, but it looked like fun. Yeah, man, it was awesome because that era of Gwar obviously is especially the 80s stuff. It's only really kind of seen videos or heard about it, so never obviously got to see them live back then. So it was just cool to see and was so surprised how some of those props had held up over all those years,
Right.
So they probably had custom cases. I don't know, man. I'm a freak for that type, those weird puppets and costumes. And all the ephemera.
Just to talk a little bit, because you mentioned about we didn't see them too much on on TV and stuff like that and whatnot. And funny thing that I learned, also part of the exhibit there with the TVs and stuff, that the first time they were on TV was on Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, right.
So there was like, they had a Genesis system with the Beavis and Butthead video game, and they kind of gave, made it kind of look like kind of a living room a little bit, but with an art installation.
The whole point of the Genesis game was you as Beavis and Butthead, you're trying to get to the Gwar concert.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
very cool.
That was part of that was part of the reason for it being there. But also too, that was like the first time they had ever been on MTV was through Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
Yeah, the video, it was cool. Yeah, I loved it, man. Like those guys at Beyond the Streets Gallery, they really just like know how to put together an exhibit or archive or whatever. I mean, if you're in LA, I think it's up for the next month. I think all their shows up for the next month. So if you're in LA,
check it out.
Definitely check it out. And they had like crazy merch. I'm trying to like be good. You should go buy merch. I just have like much stuff.
I grabbed that amazing scarf.
Yeah, that scarf was worth it.
Antarctica on it, and I had to get this because Gwar lighter, because any fire you start with the Beyond the Streets on the back, any fire you start that started with a Gwar lighter is going to be that much cooler.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So that was our Friday night, and then I was set up in Arcadia all weekend at the postcard paper show, which was really, actually it was probably one of the busiest shows since I've been showing there. Like as we've talked about, generally speaking, it's an older crowd, people like very specialized. But this time, I saw some, I feel like there's like the crowd's like younger and younger as far as like, people more our age or a little bit younger.
Because we've been talking about it and they heard about it on the podcast.
Yeah, some people had come, and then I even, like kind of a highlight of the weekend was I was able to sell some stuff to Mark Mothersbaugh.
Mark Mothersbaugh. I don't know who that is.
The singer of Devo. He's also an artist. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he was actually at the opening. The Gwar opening.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
but
Friday.
We obviously didn't talk to him. Or you saw him there, maybe?
No, I had seen him, and that's kind of what I used as a an introduction, because I was like, I'm sure he gets recognized. I mean, I think he had a tag with his name on his backpack, actually.
Well, if he didn't wear that red hat everywhere, maybe.
Yeah, that's true, too. He was wearing the red hat. But, he was really cool, man. I sold him, I said, hey, I met you at the... I didn't meet you. I was like, I saw you at the Gwar show. He's like, oh, you're showing here? And then I showed him my booth, and I sold him this really cool set of 3 stereo views of this kind of like this 1920s like nudie girl that was like holding a giant paper mache clown head.
Oh,
yeah,
that's very.
But like
weird.
but he was telling me like everything he buys there is like for his art, because he does illustrations on postcards.
Okay,
and he told me he like draws every day. So I'm sure he was going there to stock up on like vintage postcards. And even I missed the opportunity because I didn't take a photo, and it wouldn't have even been a photo of him. But at one point he asked me if I had a ruler or had a measuring tape, which I usually do. But my friend John, his dad happened to be there. And I was like, John, his name's John as well. Senior. And he's like, do you have a he's like, he had like a measuring tape in his pocket.
It was meant to be.
I'm just saying that's like such an old school thing. That's the thing, is when you hang out around like old school dudes. He's like, yeah, I got a knife, I got a measuring tape.
Everyday carries.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. They were measuring these stereo views because he wanted to see if it would fit with whatever he was thinking.
Sorry, the stereo views are the 2 images that you put in the viewer, and then it's a 3D image.
Yeah, it gets like a 3D effect. So it's 2 photos put side by side, and then when you put it through the, however optically it puts it together as one image, and it's 3D. So, but yeah, it was just cool. It was cool to see someone there like
Always
that.
Always cool to bump into a celebrity, and
Yeah, and plus like he's an amazing artist, and obviously like all his work with Devo and all the, I thought it was funny. I'd mentioned to him, I said, it's strange that I was like, I've never met you or seen you out, but it's strange that I'd see you 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's rare for me, because he's like, next week I got to meet with like 100-piece orchestra to work on something, and then he was like going back to.
And then you're like, man, next time you're in LA, I'd love to have you on my podcast. Right?
Yeah, no.
Well,
Yeah, we haven't had one guest yet, so
No,
I
you
can't-
know, working on it. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like, you know, to warm up to the you know, bigger guests that we can get. I mean, you know, gotta start somewhere.
I mean, I gave him a card, you know, so
Okay.
I just take a little
KIT.
different approach, a little.
No,
a little
absolutely,
backwards, so.
absolutely. There's different
Yeah.
tools to do the job. I don't
Yeah.
know the saying. It doesn't matter.
But
yeah.
so the show was good. I mean, both days were great. You know, sold some stuff, bought some stuff, and
Cool.
yeah, it was a really fun time. It was like kind of a nice escape from the reality. I also did go to Rose Bowl, the morning of the second day of the show,
Right.
and you know, found some fun stuff. I could show a few things.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
found.
yeah. What'd you get? Let me give you the.
The Greg Cam. So one thing, I haven't looked any of this up. I just thought it was funny. This is an unopened can of mash beer, premium quality from the 4077th.
Every collector is looking for one of those.
Yeah, so if you're looking one of those,
For the
hit
mash
me up.
collector.
I also got a Walkman 2.
Oh.
I don't think I could. I didn't have Walkman 1 or Walkman 2.
Was this actually the second model that ever came out that ever got put out by Walkman? Did you do
maybe? I haven't.
look
You know,
it
I
up?
haven't done any research yet, but just even as an object, doesn't it look just so cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
that
feel
was-
like the Star-Lord one from Guardians of the Galaxy, that was like the first model.
Yeah, I
ever,
think
right?
that was the first model. And then another thing that I thought was really funny was
Ooh, Michael
this-
Jordan.
No.
It's Michael
So,
Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
This was like from a very important at the 2004 opening of CarMax at LAX.
LAX Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal.
James Worthy was there. Hall of
James
Famer
Worthy.
James Worthy, and he signed this. And
Wow.
I think somebody probably left it in the back of their rental or something. but
Yeah.
now it's mine. And hey, you know, he's not a cheap auto, so
Okay.
I think I did okay.
It's very
I slabbed
interesting.
that.
You know, if someone who has some sort of sentimental value, you know, linked to that day, that could be very sought after. It's very
And then here, I'll show one more thing. This I found in an envelope. This was a photo of what looks like a fan art or a kind of a school project about Alien.
yeah, maybe it was like scanned and printed out on
Yeah, but-
photo paper.
And then then it also came with some photos
Oh,
and
actual.
some Alien
scored only for
cards.
Alien.
So yeah, that was kind of
That's
fun.
very cool. Here, let me.
That's about it.
Let me show you because I did make stops at the poster show too, at the postcard
Yes.
show too, and I also picked up some alien related ephemera here.
Yeah, you were
Let me see.
pleasantly surprised to
Yeah.
find that one of the vendors had these posters. They're Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia. His name is Albert. His Cine Images came all the way from Toronto.
Yeah.
And you actually pulled me over to show these posters. This is an alien poster. This one that looks like, what's it say, Vetrolay or Vetrolek or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's an alien poster. It has small print that has the cast on
Yeah,
it.
that's
and stuff.
trippy, man.
Yeah, and he has larger sizes of this one too. So I
Yeah.
want to get a larger size one.
You
but
got to
that-
show the best one.
What
though.
an amazing one. What, the Terminator?
Dude, the Terminator. If you can't see the Terminator, it's like a bionic mannequin, and he's wearing like sunglasses, like blue blockers almost, and he's got the numbers in the blue
Yeah,
blockers.
CSM 101. I don't
Yeah,
even know
man,
if
it's
those
like
were-
so.
but that's-
This looks so crazy.
Yeah. How did our friend describe it? Was it like kind of like Russian, or like what was the art that was behind it? Some maybe some sort of Russian art movement or something.
It just is like, I don't know, future. Yeah, this one's sick too. the
Yeah, this
Indiana
is
Jones.
Temple of Doom. Actually has Indy in the
Dude.
middle, so it's a little bit more recognizable with the skull with the Shankara stones.
It's
but,
just such an ill like layout. It's
yeah,
so good.
Indiana Jones, Akram Zazi.
Exactly. I didn't know you spoke Czech.
Yeah, I'm learning. I got Duolingo. And then our friend Bob, I guess they were selling a bunch of comic books. So
Yeah, you got some really good comic books here.
these are, I realized, especially, after talking, like I like to read them and stuff, so I don't really buy for grading, but these are definitely sentimental, to my youth, Image Comics, Youngblood #1, Rob Liefeld, Exo Man of War #1, also around that time. I grabbed a stack of about 35 comic books and a bunch of Exo Man of Wars and Conan the Barbarian,
Nice.
just because I never had that. And of course, the classic, Eastman and Laird earlier titles, Leonardo. Not really, grade worthy stuff I'm looking to get graded and whatnot, but definitely fun to have, and they're open so I can read them. And speaking of whatnot, my Saturday I went down to Long Beach for the 1 year anniversary of our friend Can't Quit You Baby's whatnot sale. They did it like a 12-hour marathon sale, and I was one of the guest sellers. I had about half an hour and showed some stuff, and got to get a little experience. It's the whatnot experience that I got the most from. So that in the future and stuff, we can start doing those too. you know? So
to do something.
Definitely looking forward to that. Starting whatnot sales from the Fun Shop. And should I lead into my my Sunday? Should we get into anything else? Oh, so Sunday I skipped. I don't usually go to Rose Bowl. I skipped it. We hit up our usual toy plug and did our usual hunting with him sales and whatnot. And I found I guess considered a kind of a grail, kind of a highly sought after toy item. Clash of the Titans Kraken. I'm not too familiar with. It's not high on my hunt list or what I'm looking for, but I found one. He had it. It was all dusty and stuff. And I was there with a toy buddy, and I had found it just before him, and luck of the draw, right? Because sometimes he finds the stuff, sometimes I find the stuff, and this time I did. And I threw I told the seller I wanted it. He kind of knew what it was, and he was like, "Make me an offer." So I threw him a fair offer, and he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better, and he like knocked off like $100, like right off my offering price, which was amazing. So like right off the bat, it's like, wow, found this great toy, got a really great price for it, and went on about my day. Did a little bit more light shopping around, talked to one of my buddy vendors that sells there, picked up a figure of his, asked him how much, and same thing. He's like, make me an offer. I made him an offer for it. And immediately he's like, all right, that's your offer. He countered with an offer that was $10 more, which is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like peanuts, it's like $10 is nothing, right? But still it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I didn't want to buy it, and, just moved on and stuff. Let me see. Then what happens? I guess it skipped to later on that day. That same buddy kind of hits me up, and he's like, he wants the toy that I found. He wants that Kraken, and he's like, how much do you want for it? In retrospect, if I wanted to kind of play by his rules, I should have been like, make me an offer, right? Because that's what he asked me, right? But I threw him an offer, and it was it was a low offer. It was an offer that you'd give to a friend where he'd be very happy with it. He'd have space to make some money off of it if he wanted to resell it, or if he wanted to keep it. It's a great grail item for a very low price. So I threw him a price that was very fair, and he comes to me with a counter offer that's $50 less than what I gave him. And this is supposed to be, once again, a buddy. We had the interaction earlier where he tried to squeeze a little bit more money out of me. So, once again, in retrospect, when he threw me that offer, I should have countered with $50 more, right? Just because it's like, we're playing games or whatever. But came to a crossroads, really, with how I wanted to handle things. What kind of seller do I want to be? What kind of friend do I want to be? What kind of friend do I think he is? So a lot of soul searching, for me, surrounding this one toy. But at the end, we settled on a price. I honored the counter offer that he gave me that was $50 less. But I was like, give me that $50 figure I wanted, kind of to seal the deal. And it's like, to cap off the story kind of happily. And it's like, I got this toy that I wanted back then. But, whatever. It's more for poetic justice and to add to the story more than anything else. So I don't know. That's kind of my toy find story, discovering who I am as a person, what kind of, toy collector I want to be. And, at the end of the day, it's just a story I wanted to bring to the podcast and kind of get your reflection on it. And, what do we value here? The sale, the find, the object,
I will say, man, I'm a bit confused
Okay.
of your quandary, because and I explained it to you in this way that I don't know, man, the like term friend, I think, gets thrown around loosely by people, and it's like if like a friend of mine wants something, it's like I can't, and me, it's like I like to either just give it to someone or I'm going to charge like cheap, and then I also said, do you like like as far as because I think initially you thought it was rude for him to counter what you offered him, but I think that's pretty normal, unless. See, it's interesting because it's like, like for instance at the photo show, right, or the paper show, like that world, there's sort of this implied like if you're a dealer, you get a 20% discount
from each other.
Right. And that's kind of in place so that you can kind of like, you could look at a price and you're pricing it up so that they already built that in. So like I had told you from the beginning, like when he said, you were like, hey, I want this toy, and he's like, make you an offer, and you said 40 and he said 50, right? I would have said start at 20. So he says 40.
Yeah, I'm not going to lowball my friend. I'm not, I feel like that's a lowball offer. I don't want to lowball my friend because we looked at the eBay prices, and even at his condition, a lowball, a 30 or 40 would have been a lowball.
Yeah,
offer,
but like to me, a lowball offer, a third of the retail is not a lowball offer, especially as a dealer. So it really just depends on, like, well, I'm telling you, I'm just saying straight up.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like I tell everybody, like on everything I made, like I need to triple my money.
Yeah.
And unless it's something where like I'm spending $1,000 to make $500 or something, something like that.
I understand. With the toy, we know what item it is. We know what this item goes for. On the market and stuff. And the offer I threw to him, my first initial offer, I mean was half. More than half, possibly. So I mean, I feel like it was a good offer, and if we're buddies, it's like
Well, I think the thing that I'm confused about is like why are you scared to even tell someone who's your buddy like just the reality of it?
I'm not scared. It's just I know what I'm making off of it if I sell it to you at this figure, and I'm happy with that. And am I really looking for this whatever a few $100s?
I guess I'm just confused on what your quandary is with the situation.
Not a quandary. I just think it's an interesting story, and it's more of my faith being shook by like someone that I had held in higher regard for their ethics or whatever.
So you thought he was
expectations.
Well, that's I guess where I'm missing it. At what point did you feel like he was unethical?
From every get-go, just from being a friend. When I deal with friends, I'll give you a price, and it's like it's gonna be low, and you want to go lower or higher and adjust prices and stuff. That's just kind of
I don't know.
Telling me.
I'm still confused, man, because it started with you. It started in the beginning with you upset because but then you let him do it to you again in the same day. So that's what I'm confused about. Like, what is it about this guy?
Maybe I'm the sucker. I don't know. That's just how I am with my friends. It's like I'll honor what you want. If you feel like that's fair, it's like but it's like you just it's.
But yeah, but you didn't think it was fair though.
I thought my offers were fair.
Well, that's what I mean though. But you didn't think he was being fair by trying to say, you say 40, he says 50.
Yeah, if we're pals, you want to go low when I want, I throw us up. You want to go high, or do you want to go low? Like with every single thing.
The problem is I don't know because I'm confused because. You're like, well, I want to be a good friend. So, like, are you still going to be friends with this guy? Are you mad at him?
No, I'm not mad. I'm still going to be friends, but maybe I won't do deals anymore.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is there's got to be like a solution. Yeah, if you have an issue, is like the solution's got to be you just don't do business with him. You stay friends, but you don't do
And
business.
it's not something I need to tell him or whatever. It's like, I'm not going to do this. And
well, if
you know,
he's listening, then he knows.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even matter. You know, it's just like, and they should know too. It's like maybe we shouldn't do deals. You know, and it's like with I'm never going to find something like this again. So it doesn't even matter. You know, but it's just I think to me it's more of a self reflection thing, and just everything I've had thoughts on it. You know, like I don't know. It's just
no, I get it. I mean,
reaffirming. You know.
Yeah, it's just something. I mean, look, I mean, anytime, you know, money or, you know, like that's that's obviously things that get between friendships, that get between families, you know, and it's a weird world. I mean, I'm not going to really say it, but I had this issue, and I think I told you maybe, and I'm not going to get too into it, but I had this issue this weekend where a friend of mine and his friend had something together that they bought together. And I know it's really hard to not, you know, talk about, but she was like being like a hard ass as far as like giving a discount and then like trying to tell me like, oh, we're just selling this to collectors. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter if you're a collector. And,
right.
You know, I think the problem is that, you know, and I think this is the case, and it still happens to me because I've not been like a dealer for so long, but yeah, you have to, you know, to me, it's like in that situation, right? It's like you said it is like the end result is like you just don't do business with that guy. And then, you know, if it gets to the point where, you know, this is so hard for me because I'm going through situations now where I've had friends keep things inside that happened a long time ago, and then it comes out later in something else. So, you know, I will say, and I said this, and I feel this way now. If I have an issue with a friend and I feel like something happened, like I think it's better that you tell the person,
yeah,
so that it doesn't happen again.
Right.
So, in my here's my thing is like, if I were you, I would say, hey man, like whether you guys don't do, you know, it's like basically like don't do business again, and then it's like if he brings it up, you know, then you could tell him, or, you know, you could tell him from the get-go and just say, you know, man, like, I didn't appreciate, you know, I think I gave you a really good deal. And it's like, I feel like, I mean, you don't have to maybe say you feel like you're taking advantage of him, but, you know, you could say, look, when I give you a price, I'm trying to give you a friend price. It's not like
he should know. Like, you know, the price I threw. Yeah, it was a friend price.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he should know. I mean, based on the item, and we all know what it goes for. Well, I mean, in the toy world, you know, they know what it goes for. It's like, I mean, it was more than
without
handsome.
saying the numbers. I mean, you bought the Kraken for, you know, a fraction of the price, and you sold it to him for maybe a third of the retail.
Yeah,
you know, and to me, I think as far as numbers wise, you did okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you also just, you know, moving forward, you just have to be careful with who you deal with, because, you know, on the flip side, there's a lot of people that like, they'll always want a good deal, but when it's time to buy something from them, they don't want to give you any discount, you know? And then you just learn like, okay, I'm just not going to work with those type of people.
Yeah.
Or you wait till they have something for sale that they're not smart enough with, and you buy it and you nail them that way.
Yeah, right. I'm not looking to screw anyone over on deals.
No, it's not it's not screwing somebody, but it's like,
it's coming up.
If he has something for sale for $50 that you know is $500, and you're like, hey, you only want $50 for this, and he's like, yeah, and then you flip it. That's just nail. I mean, when I say nailing someone, that means like, yeah, I'm saying it's
getting
more,
your value.
It's just more like you slipped up.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like you need to be up.
He's
more
pretty
on your
good.
shit.
I respect him, and he's pretty knowledgeable. So I don't think that'll happen. And you know, it is.
No,
what
I'm
it
just
is.
speaking about in general.
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily talking about this guy because I don't even know who it is. Right. So I can't even say like, you know, what your guys' relationship is like. All I can say is like from experience, things that I've dealt with. So,
but still, just like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but like just interesting finding an object like this that has this sort of magnetism and gravity around it, you know, and it's
no, man, it's a big piece. I've had one. I think I've had one over the years, and I mean, it's a big, you know, if anyone's seen the Kraken, I mean, I have a tattoo based on the box
unbroken,
box
complete. You know, all
no,
the
but like,
paint's
dude,
there.
I
mean, it's a beautiful piece.
yeah, I literally have a tattoo based on the box art
That's crazy.
that I got when I was like 20. So I've always loved the toy.
Wish you would have told me that. I would have kept it. No,
yeah,
kidding.
dude, it's a great toy, and when you told me what they're going for these days, I mean, people can look it up. It's crazy, but I think it was one of those toys that they just, they didn't make a ton of compared to the other figures.
And, it's weird. It's not for me, so the thought of keeping it didn't even go through my head. And it was just like, just let it move. And
it's also such a big toy.
Yeah.
So it's like you really need to like want to like showcase it.
Right.
And so if it's not that special to you, it's like, take the money and move on, for sure.
Exactly. Buy more Czechoslovakian alien posters.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. But that was that. That was the Sunday, and then from then on, it was all football for me, like Sundays. I don't want to get too into that.
Yeah,
but your boy is sitting pretty at 2-0.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Doing
So,
good.
moving along. Last week, we kind of talked about those falling apples on eBay going for sale, the ones from the Sphere.
Right.
So kind of following up on that, just because I found some kind of relevant to that Instagram posts. Let me pull these up. Still talking about the Sphere and the Wizard of Oz there. They're saying that they're grossing, I guess, I don't know, over or nearly $2 million a day.
Yeah.
From the movie sales and stuff, but I mean, at ticket sales around $1 or $2, like they're saying $200 a ticket. I mean, I don't know the seat capacity
the capacity.
on it, but still, I mean, it's about a 3-hour movie. So what, they got two shows a day, maybe. They're making some good money over there.
Yeah.
And according to this post, talking to Warner Brothers about licensing additional titles such as Harry Potter. I mean, I know I would definitely be interested in seeing maybe the sandwiched 4 movies in that series, but
right.
I don't know. What do you see falling from the sky if Harry Potter is playing?
I don't know, man. Like probably some of that like exploding candy or something.
All right. We know about the Harry Potter. Here's chocolate toads. Maybe.
Yeah, probably like chocolate toads or something.
And also another related post kind of to this, just real quick too. The Sphere, I guess, held talks with Disney also about Star Wars movies and other films, which I'm sure is like the entire MCU catalog and Pixar movie. Well, I don't know Pixar movies. I don't know if you're going to pay $200 for your kid to see Encanto again at the Sphere. But I don't know. Star Wars and Disney and Marvel versus Universal and Harry Potter.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to get there first.
I love it and hate it. I think it's like it's cool, but it's just like it's just more of the same. More of the same stuff. They're gonna show it all, man. I mean, they're gonna have everything there.
Entertainment business.
If they're making $2 million a day with Wizard of Oz, if they put Star Wars in there, it's like, game over. There's so many things. But I mean, they're not going to, they got to put really big. I mean, Wizard of Oz was an interesting choice. It shows how beloved the movie is. I think like a Star Wars would definitely probably, do well. And like you said, a Harry Potter, anything that, like especially Harry Potter, just because they're all flying around the brooms and shit, and
yeah, that would be great.
And yeah, man, I don't know, it's cool.
It's cool. I think like I when we talked about it before, we were talking about like Lord of the Rings. They should do like a Lord of the Rings marathon, 10.5 hours at the Sphere.
Right.
That would be amazing. But I don't think there's enough gas or weight
I couldn't see that because that movie's like it's too slow. I mean, you need something where there's like more. Well, I don't know. I guess it could work. I just don't know if there's. I just think there's like too many slow parts for it.
Yeah, or just I feel like the property as a whole doesn't have enough feet recently. You know, an Amazon TV show isn't going to cut it. You know,
Well,
you
I
could
think
be
it
making
also,
bigger things.
yeah, I also think it has to be something like Wizard of Oz, right? It's like it's a musical, and there's so many classic lines. So there's already an energy and interaction. You know, it's like everybody knows, like, we're off to meet the wizard, the wonderful wizard of. You know, it's like every song. Like, doesn't matter like what generation you are. So. And it's it's a G-rated movie, so it's like essentially
Rated
you can
gangsta.
So it's like essentially you can have anything in there, you know. So you gotta like, to me, it's like I think Harry Potter and Star Wars are like, to me, like the two properties that could work in that context.
Yeah, yeah. I think some of the Harry Potters are like in their 20th anniversary. Was it 2005?
Yeah.
I don't know which ones, but yeah,
The
it's
first one.
interesting to think about. I think the first 2 or 3 are over 20 years old. I
Really?
think by the fifth, because they started around 2001 maybe, so every year there was one.
Yeah.
So you figure by 2005 it was like the fourth one, which was it like a Goblet of Fire or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I watched them all. I read the books.
Yeah,
I
they're
liked
great.
them.
I still watch them on TV, no matter what J.K. Rowling says.
Oh yeah, I don't care what anybody says. But I did like how Rupert Grint used to wear Mishka.
Oh,
Remember?
dude, I thought that was cool. Of course.
Yeah, so he would like always, he would always be wearing Mishka at like premieres and stuff.
Any
and,
celebrity that I remember, like with Robin Williams in the store or whatever,
Yeah, I just thought Rupert Grint was cool because I was just like, yeah, man, like, because like I was thinking like, yeah, it was like as he got older, because like we watched him grow, right, on like Harry Potter, and then at one point he was like, oh, Mishka's dope. Like I remember he came into the La Brea store once. And I got to say what's up to him, and he told me how he had a turtle with an eyeball painted on it. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I hope it's non-toxic paint.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow.
I think I was a little nervous. I should have had, or maybe I did show my office. I can't recall at the time, or it could have been like towards the end when like I had to like take my office down. So I can't recall. But
And you said, hey, next time you're in Los Angeles, I'd love to have you on my podcast.
yeah, all the way in the past.
It's a funny joke. Come on. Recall to another joke earlier. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
all right, man. You got to keep workshopping it though. Not live on air.
No,
But you
I
could
get
try.
it. No, I get it. I get it. It's okay. You guys are getting
I'm just playing. I'm playing. Yeah, but a lot of craziness now.
Yeah, right. That's a good way to put it.
I'm trying to think. So there's more stuff going on this month. Though we got the LA Card Show coming up at Dodger Stadium.
LA Card Show's the end of the month. I guess today is the 17th.
Yeah.
This
so-
weekend is what, like the 21st, 22nd, or
Yeah,
something
so
like
it's
that.
like probably a week from next weekend.
Yeah. This is like the last weekend. I don't think we have anything going on this weekend. I was going to say, related real quick to the Sphere about moving movies back. They are bringing back Top Gun Maverick back to the Screen X, I think, in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the movies that did well on a format like that, because there's not that many movies that film in the Screen X that they can even exhibit that, show it. So the ones that did well, they're going to keep bringing back. And like, Top Gun Maverick was, I mean, yeah, we went to that one.
Yeah, we saw it. I mean, I liked it, but I don't think I'd ever want to watch it again. Did you liked it that much?
I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. I loved the story. I thought it was the perfect sequel to a movie like Top Gun.
Wow.
The actual plot of the movie was a lot more like mission based, like a Iron Eagle, if you will.
Oh, right.
Rather than like the Top Gun movie, which was like, them playing, them at the school,
Right. Didn't they bomb Iran?
They did. It was they didn't specify the country, but it was in the Middle East, and they had some sort of nuclear. I feel like it was a nondescript. They didn't specify.
Yeah, because that would make sense, right? If they started playing Top Gun, if they were going to war with Iran, because they want people just to get more comfortable, so that
Wow.
people are like, who the enemy. Like you start seeing, it's like you always see like movies like depending on the era, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Russians, right?
Right.
The Belarusians,
Right.
the Albanians,
Right.
the Iranians,
Right.
And so it's like it's always like reflective of it seems like whoever the U.S. is like at
Of
war
course,
with.
yeah. They did the same
or-
thing with like Iron Man, right? Instead of the Vietnam War that he was in, it was like Middle East.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, same
so
thing.
they want to. That's scary, man.
I mean, I guess it's been like this forever. That's why they made the Terminator, to get us ready for the
Yeah, to get us
AI
ready for AIs.
I saw a video today. This guy, they're making the robots learn how to balance after they get kicked. So this guy's just repeatedly kicking this robot, and the robot's just keeping its balance and kicking back. And every time it's like, dude, don't teach him that stuff. Don't teach him that. Like, let them fall and, you know.
Well, no. How about like when they're at the grocery store? You don't want like kids kicking them and stuff.
Well, yeah, right.
I'm like waiting for like, you know, the robots to be like, I give you warning, kick me one more time, and I will enact robot protocol 3257 and resist.
Look on the camera when you do that.
Yeah. Protocol 32157. If you resist, I have legal authority to terminate you. Now get out of the way so I can get my coconut yogurt for my customer.
We need more of that. I feel like past few weeks our topics have been maybe like too in depth. There hasn't been enough silliness. I rewatch our pods and I'm like, I don't find enough material to cut and put stupid stuff on Instagram.
Right.
So
that'd be more stupid.
There's been less of that. And also, I guess I got to shout out to my mom, because she told me before, it's like, oh, I get to see you every day because, you know, I make the Instagram shorts and stuff, and now it's like, I've been doing that less. So I know she's been seeing less of me. So shit, gotta shout out mom, and
Mom.
like, I gotta make cuts of that, you know, and put that on Instagram.
Oh, speaking of robots, I could show. This was something I got at the Rose Bowl this morning or on Sunday. This little blow mold robot. I love him.
Futurama.
I don't know, man.
No,
I think it's like from the 70s or 80s. There's like no markings. It might have come with a set or something, but I mean, I just love blow mold stuff, and this one just has like a really cool look to it.
The look of that robot looks like the kind of robots I wanted to make out of cardboard when I was in like first grade.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Jetson style.
Yeah.
More or less.
Steampunkish, kind of like, where, you know, with the dials and, you know.
Like Return to Oz. Remember that dude?
Nope.
You never saw Return to Oz?
No, sir.
Oh man, see?
I don't like Ariana Grande.
She's in it.
No, it's a Wizard of Oz.
No, you got to watch one from the '80s, man. I think like Jennifer Connelly.
Labyrinth.
No, but she's also in Return to Oz.
What?
Yeah, dude, I think it's her. If it's not, it's cool because it's more based on the original books.
Okay.
You know, so there's like a lot of the characters were like in the original book. So there's like a Tin Man, I think. Oh, no, the Tin Man's like he's like TikTok or something, and he's like this little, like, you know, like bulbous guy, and I guess he like nobody wound him up, so he's just been like sitting in this one place. I don't remember the whole story.
I remember seeing that in the commercials.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
And then there's like these things called the Wheelers that are really scary. At least when I was a kid, they were, because they were like dudes that were like, they kind of were like had their hands on wheels, and then they had roller skates. They were going all around.
Oh, cool.
And it was like kind of in this like dusty, like ruined city where like I think people had turned into stone. I mean, that's what I remember.
Hey, man. I can't watch all the movies. That was one I missed as a kid, you know. Maybe my dad wasn't a fan because most of the movies I watched.
I mean, there was even a Topps trading card set. It was that popular. I mean, I guess in the 80s they made card sets like out of every like they even made one. Remember, like I remember like when I was looking through like my old stuff at home once, like I must have been, you know, in my like 30s or something, and I, you know, every time you go home, or at least with me, because you know my parents were still living in Florida when I was in New York, so I'd still have my old room or whatever was left. And I remember one time getting stoked, and I found like a stack of cards, and they were like from the movie Baby. It's like a baby dinosaur. You don't remember that? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, even like, you know, even they just made like the worst. They like, it's like any series they made.
Yeah.
So
those were it was like a wax pack.
Like a wax pack where there was no inserts. It was just like a numbered set, and then usually like a numbered sticker set.
Yeah. I miss the card sets back then that had the gum inside, and the gum wasn't stale back then. They were still hard, but it wasn't stale like they would be today. I miss packs with gum.
Yeah, see, I don't chew gum anymore, so I don't really miss it.
Neither do I, but I miss it. Maybe I just miss being a kid and seeing that stuff. You know, the ice cream truck and the fucking.
Yeah, I just think
baseball
it's like as a
cards.
kid, like, you know, because you don't have any control generally of when you're gonna get food. You know, it's like it was like one way that you were guaranteed to eat.
Yeah, I would call gum food, but yeah, definitely.
Buy a pack
a candy
of
product.
baby cards or Dark Crystal or Goonies.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, there's so many properties.
Now you got me thinking about gum, and for me, the ultimate gum was always Big League Chew.
Yeah. Well, you know, Big League Chew, the guy who started that company, makes some of my favorite trading cards, Big League cards.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Are Big League cards illustrated?
No, so here I just had to happen one behind me, honestly. So this was a card that you could make, and essentially this guy was like a ventriloquist puppeteer, and all these cards looked the same. It had the same exact design, the same border, and you would send in your photo and information, and they would print your own cards. So
Are they defunct or is it still?
oh yeah, it's totally defunct,
okay.
but it was such a cool idea because you know you could just find like crazy, like this guy Bob Carroll, entertainer, holding his puppets. So
Is your Mishka card based on that design?
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
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 That's very cool.
Yeah.
And do those cards come with gum?
No, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was like an addition, like, you know, like when you're ordering the cards, like, okay, 100 cards is going to be $19.99. For extra $5.99,
Right.
we'll send you 1 pound of
Yeah.
chewing gum.
I'm still kind of obsessing over that very tolerant size. Big League Chew, coincidentally, I feel like in my memory is one of the first purchases that I made when we went to like Price Club. Before it was Costco,
Yeah.
it was called Price Club. And when Price Club opened in my area in New Jersey and Hazlitt, Homedale, that was my first purchase. It was like a store display of Big League Chew that had the racks, and it is like there's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
You know,
The
chewed a lot of
only
gum
thing
that
is,
summer.
like, I remember when you first did it, right? It's like, you know that they're like, you kind of, even when you were a kid, you kind of got taught about dip no matter where you were from, you know, because you know, that was always like a joke. It was like always like a joke in a baseball movie or something. They're just spitting
like
this stuff
chewing
out.
tobacco.
Yeah. So as like a kid, like too, like you put it in,
Yeah,
you're like,
you wad it up.
and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is too much gum.
Yeah.
And then like, even as you, like, dude, I remember like in
Having
Central
itches in your cheek. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then I remembered in Central Florida, like being in high school, and there was like real like hicks that were like chewing dip in the back of class and like spitting it in a garbage can. And it was so gross.
And where are their cards? Where are their baseball cards?
I don't know, man. I don't know where any of those kids are.
That was that is kind of gross. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, same thing in Taiwan. In Taiwan, chewing tobacco and dip are not a big thing, but they got the betel nut.
Yeah.
And it's like the residue from that's like red. So when they spit on the ground, it looks like blood.
But I think now though, like people are obsessed with like those little like packets, right? They're like nicotine packets, and they just like put
what
them
do
in
they
their
call them?
mouth,
Like,
Zyn or
Zyn?
some shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Look, man, any way to get to keep people addicted, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I've ventured with the vaping, with the other stuff, and you know they'll keep on coming up with stuff until they get more research on it, and they'll tell you how it's bad for you and how it'll give you cancer somehow. So.
Yeah, somebody was telling me some story about how like, yeah, you know, then my you know, back in the 50s, you know, everyone started getting cancer because of cigarettes or something. They were talking about that this weekend, and then they're like, yeah, like they died, and then everyone stopped smoking, and I don't know, that's that.
Oh.
It is pretty, you know, like I bought some more ashtrays this weekend, just speaking of
Were they cool looking, or are they just
yeah, they're
the
cool
good
ones. I don't
titles,
have them with me.
hotels,
Like
or-
I got like a big boy one,
Okay.
and like some nightclubs and stuff. But like I always like the ones that I like to find are, I have, you know, I don't really keep them. I sell them, but I have a few that I kept. I have I think I have a McDonald's ashtray, which is just like a classic one because
Glass or like one
glass.
of the tinfoil ones?
Yeah, but then the best one I have is I have one for a general hospital.
The TV show?
No, just for like a hospital, like a it's called like, you know,
Okay,
Saint
yeah.
somebody's general hospital.
Any ashtray with branded hospital
Yeah.
is out there.
Is out there.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I have a few, like I have a Bojangles, and I have one from a famous chicken inn,
Yeah.
And then like what I think are really cool whenever I see them, I'll buy them, is like the disposable tinfoil ones from fast food places.
Yeah.
When we were kids, and they used to have, that's what they are, disposable ashtrays made of tin on the table.
It made
stuff.
me,
I love those.
one of the things I love about, setting up at shows, especially the postcard and paper show, speaking of which, this guy walks up, older guy, and he's like, because people will come over and they're like, oh, do you have anything on trains? Do you have anything on Boy Scouts, right? And this guy's like, do you have anything on fire making or any type, like fire, and I was like, can you explain? And he said that he like collects like any ways to make fire, like as old as like 3000 BC, like flint and steel shit. But then he was like, I have to do some research, but he was telling me that there's lighters from the 1700s.
Okay.
Like some of the earliest lighters are from the 1780s, and he told me that I was like, "Oh, do you have one?" And he said, "Yeah, I have one, but I had to pay like $16,000 for it."
Only?
That's it. And then he was telling me the first matchbook, which I also was really interested. It was like the first matchbooks came out in like the 1890s. I don't know if it was like 1892, and it was for Pabst beer. They were the first ones to make a matchbook, and supposedly they're very, very hard to come by. I mean, talking about ephemeral, essentially like it was made to be burned.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, it's so I like, to me, it's like, that's like the dorky, nerdy stuff. Like I like to meet people that collect things that, I mean, of course I know people that collect lighters and stuff, but I never thought about like, the Civil War era, and then even earlier than that. It's like it was
Civil War. I feel like I've seen, but when you go like way back, it's like, is it even flint, or like are they flint?
I think it was some type of gas, like some type of gas lighter or something.
Yeah, and like what would it be back then? Like some sort of ether, or like what
something
kind of,
like that. Yeah. I obviously, it's funny because I only started thinking about it again because of our conversation right now, but I remember it was something that I wanted to look up because I was like, oh, I want to see what a lighter from like the 1780s looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
A candle.
And it's like it's not a complicated tool, if you want to call it a tool, right? There's a few elements you do need, and the further you go back, it's like, well, what are those elements?
Right.
Even today with like Zippo lighters, it's like it's the same elements, but they just made a lot simpler and stylish, right? Because it's caught a whatever.
It's just funny because I made some joke to somebody. Somebody said something about like, oh, you should make a shirt for what you what you collect. And I was like, yeah, like one that says I collect old violins. And they were like, I've seen that shirt. And I was like, yeah, because there's some old guy at the flea market that's always wearing it around.
Is it like kind of a joke, or is it or to let people know?
To let people come up to me. Like basically, because you're at the flea market, like, what do you collect? What are you looking for? And it's like, if you have a shirt that says I collect old violins, so you could say like, I collect old lighters.
I think I might need to make one because I've been making shirts for my photography stuff. So
what would yours say?
I collect nude Polaroids. And I think that's funny and kind of funny enough to wear on public for people to be like, "What the heck?"
That's it. Like, hey, that's straight to the point.
Yeah,
like, I collect nude Polaroids. Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a winner right there. I think that's
so.
like get that printed.
And it's like it's authentic.
Yeah, you do. You actually do collect nude Polaroids.
Yeah.
I wonder, did I get any? I got some fun photos this weekend, man. I got to post some on Greg's Funshop. I actually did post one that I got like last week. It was this really cool photo of Alice Cooper in 1986, and he has a boa constrictor on stage.
A 3x5 photo. Oh yeah, you
like
posted
it. Yeah,
I remember
black
seeing
and white
it.
photo.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
It is cool.
It's a cool one. I don't think I bought any nudes. I did. Oh, I got to show you one when I bought this one weird. There's this. It's interesting, right? Because when I'm, I go through I got those photos. Remember from the strip club, It looked
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah,
old,
yeah,
like an
yeah,
old
yeah.
80s. No, they're actually dated 1979.
Okay.
So they were like dated from this strip club. But then I also got something. Oh yeah, like sometimes when you're looking through these photos, especially if you find stuff from like the 90s, like late 80s, 90s, was like I feel like that's when you'd start finding these like models that were doing, or like photographers that were doing like remember that magazine Girls and Corpses?
Not really, but keep going.
Where they would have like these hot women with like these fake like
Corpses.
fake corpses. So it was like kind of like this almost like horror porn.
You're right, right.
So it's like sometimes you like for instance, I got this photo this weekend where it's like some girl like putting a drill in her head and there's like fake blood. So I'll show it to you.
Okay, yeah. Can't wait. If we can, we'll post some. We'll post
Yeah.
some, and we'll show people if we can. But yeah, always weird stuff you're finding, man.
Oh man, I'm always finding weird stuff.
And not only you find it, you buy it.
I buy it, I sell it, I try to sell it.
Yep.
It's easy to buy, hard to sell, right? Oh, the other thing I found this weekend I found like a few of these. I mean, kind of can't see it. It's kind of wrinkly, but it's
up, man.
it's a beat up one. But it's a Rolling Stones and Guns N' Roses, October 18th.
Pull it closer.
1989.
Show them how faded that is.
It's very faded, but you can still see it. See? With a coupon for Jack in the Box. Let's see if it's expired.
I'm interested in that. 50 cents off. New grilled
50
sourdough
cents
burger.
off. Oh, coupon valid through July 30th, 1990. Like,
Hop in the DeLorean.
this is like all the dudes that buy like open old packs, and it's like they find some like expired winning card. Like, oh, you think I could still send it in? That's like, oh, you think I could still bring this to Jack in the Box?
Right. Yeah.
But this is the concert that Axl Rose threatened to quit live on stage. So it's kind of it's a ticket people like because of what happened.
Yeah. There was a relevance to it too that people remember. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't quit. The band went on to become a smashing success worldwide, and now we're flipping the tickets.
I think this is 1989. How much more time? Yeah, I guess they did. Right?
89 or 98? I thought you said 98.
Oh, what did I say?
You said 98. Because 89 would be like prime time Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, that's when he threatened to. That was 89.
Wow,
That's when he
before.
threatened
Yeah,
to
that was
quit.
before Use Your Illusion and 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That came out in like 92, I think.
Yeah, that's why he didn't quit.
That
but
was
I think
before
like, the
T2
start.
and all that. Because that's when they really blew up with that double album.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It should have been released. Yeah, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 should have been released as a double album. They split it, sold it as 2 separate albums to make
Right.
more money. It's neither here nor there, just what I remember.
Didn't you buy a vintage Guns N' Roses shirt lately?
A while ago, yeah, there was a Lies, a white one, and
Yeah,
then there
that's
was
a
like
good
a black one. I forgot what song that one was for. It's So Easy. It's so easy when everybody's trying to please me, baby. Yeah,
I don't know. I like ticket stubs. Like they're fun. They become a fun thing for me, especially to find ones where there's interesting.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring my Pearl Jam one next week because it's
be
an
cool.
interesting one. And that was when they were going through the disputes with Ticketmaster.
Oh,
so
okay.
it wasn't a Ticketmaster ticket; it had an illustration on it. And I'd never seen tickets like that. 'Cause
That's really
It was
cool.
always like the ones you were holding.
Yeah,
Those were
yeah.
Ticketmaster stubs were always like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because then that's that. Yeah, because nobody. I mean, even like a certain era, they wouldn't even print like all the information on the ticket, or at least on the stub.
Right, right.
Where it's like now, if you have a stub, it's going to have all the information on it.
And just because it wasn't Ticketmaster, it was weird. It had the purchaser's name on it and stuff. It wasn't my name. I mean, I bought it from a girl that couldn't go down to San Diego. But yeah.
Oh wait, we're going to see? Did we figure out? Is it next week?
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're going to see Johnny Ryan.
Yeah, we'll
new
talk
movie.
more about it next week too. Yeah, at not premiering, but I guess it's showing at Beyond
It's
Fest.
the Los Angeles premiere.
Yeah,
Of F My Son.
Yeah.
But he uses the 4-letter word. We're just trying, to be.
Yeah, we'll bring more light to that and talk more about that next week about the director and Johnny writing with co-writing. Or I don't know, is it possible to get him on next week to talk about it? With
Dude, that could be cool. Yeah, I'm going to see him on Friday, so I'll talk to him, see if he'll be our first guest.
Now's a great time.
And I know Wednesdays are good days, and we need a little controversy.
Yeah. Because it feels so empty without me.
But yeah, that's a good idea. So Johnny, I know you're still listening.
Yeah,
Feruza Bulk. Oh, that's right. It was for okay. Johnny said it was Feruza Bulk. Was part of the Return to Oz.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I never knew that was her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then she turned into a witch. We are the crazy ones. What was she say? She's like, watch out, watch out. What was the line in the craft? Watch out for the weirdos. And it's like, we are the weirdos, mister. Right? That's what I remember. Dumb. We are the weirdos, mister.
We are the weirdos. So Johnny Ryan's going to be our first guest. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be.
Okay, can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, well, we did an hour. That was a good show.
Yeah. It's like the end of class, whatever, right? Yeah, not much else to talk about.
Smash the like button, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you think about the show.
Interact with us, like online. I know I bump into some people and they want to talk about the podcast and stuff, which I love doing. I'll talk about the podcast when I see you, but drop in, your 2 cents on the comments and interact with us there. It'll help us a lot.
Sure.
So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks,
See you
everybody.
next week. Peace.